This is a plum, and the first thing we'll notice when we look at this plum for pruning is that it has already been started in what we'd call a modified central leader. So you can watch the leader go up the center, and the other things that you'll notice that are nice on this is that these are good angles for fruit production, about 45-degree angles. The first thing that I tell students is I want you to tell me where the fruit is produced. So if we look closely at this plum, we'll see the small fruiting spurs inside the canopy, all through here. Now this plum, you can see a couple of them in the, we don't want to remove those, we want to keep them, but we also want to maintain the integrity of this plum. So we're going to make sure that and this is the third year, this next season, so we want to make sure that this inside is cleaned up a little bit, but leaving some of the small, when you walk away from this tree, you want it to be twiggy. You want it to have a lot of stuff going on. I'll show you. Take a close look at this tree. See how it's now growing. We're going to get rid of some of this growth. There's some more spurs, fruiting spurs on this. This isn't a plum, it's a pluot, excuse me, on it. We want to maintain those, but we want to open some of this on the inside so that light penetrates, but we also want to balance the fruit load in this plum tree. There's some more in through here on it, more spurs. We want to balance this fruit, so this stuff is going to come out. Now, if we were smart in summer pruning last year, if we had time, not smart, I knew it was coming, but just didn't have time, we would have removed those as we saw them. You see those? Those could have been removed when they were really young in about April without much to do on them at all. See this? It's just wasted growth. We're going to end up removing it. See all this stuff? That's going to come out. So let me go ahead. I'm going to make these pruning cuts, shut it off, and then I'll show you the end result. Now this is the same plum tree, and what I've removed so far has been the growth here. This one was too close to this one, to these, so I pulled it out. Over here, I cut some of these suckers that I showed you earlier, like over here. See it? It's going straight up. It's not going to be productive. We need to get rid of that to open it up. I took something out from in here as well because it was too close together. See how close these are? I'm going to take this middle one out. And we'll have to do that a little bit as we work through the tree. I'll do it on the other side as well. But now what I'll be focusing on is a lot of this growth that came in this last year. It's a darker color on this particular pluot. All of this is going to come out, all of that. So let me pause it again. So here I've removed a little bit more of this growth. This one will come out. You see it? See, this one is starting to cross up and over in here. So I'm going to take it to here. When I do this, this is a heading cut. When I do this, this is no longer going to be a fruiting spur. It's going to revert to growth again, and it's going to go to the outside. As I move my way out here, see how these are crossing in here? I'm going to take it to some outside growth. In fact, what I'm going to do is actually lower it a little bit. I'm going to take it to this one. This one is already starting to grow outside. It's a fruiting spur. But I'm going to take it and I'm going to revert it. Look at how this is too close together in here. I'll just shorten this a little bit, and I'll shorten this one. As I come over here, see how this is going to the outside? I want it to go to the outside. I don't want it to go on the inside. See how this is so long? I'm going to shorten it. Not too much. See, the fruiting spurs are down here. Now when I make this cut, this is a heading cut, this heading cut will cause it to grow into like a crow's nest at the tip, but also it's going to help reduce the distance that the fruiting spurs are going to be. The fruiting spurs are down already starting through here. I'm going to encourage fruiting spurs in here by making the cut up here. The growth is going to occur here, but removing that terminal bud is going to allow these buds to break earlier and shorten the distance between these fruiting spurs. That's because of the strategy I have on this tree of trying to keep the height as low as possible. Now I'm up at the top here. This cut that was made last year to cause the tree, the central leader, to open it. That's why it's called a modified central leader, because it's not allowed to continue to go straight up. It was removed here for light penetration, but look, as a result of this cut, I got all this side growth. So I'm going to take this side growth off. So you can see this was removed off from the central leader. This opened up the top. Now sunlight can get into the center of the tree more easily. And especially I focused on stuff that was going up or down more than anything. This one, there's still a little bit that could be done in this tree, but basically it's done. It's probably 98% finished. And so the structure is at 45-degree angles. I'm making cuts so that they'll go to the outside. Like on this bud here, it's facing outward. If I want something not to grow to the inside, I'll just rub with my thumb just to within 6 inches of that. That keeps it from, that bud from breaking to the inside. If I've got time. I don't have time. There's over 2,000 trees here, so we have to get moving. But you can see where the production is located now. This is unfortunately, oh no, it's okay. It's out in this direction, and there's more fruit production. See how these are close together? I didn't see that before. I took one of those off, just too close together. But, and also this one, you know, and this is going to the inside a little bit. I'll take that off. I'm leaving this because that could be productive for me. So when I walk away from this tree, I want it to look twiggy. That's my point. If you're cleaning the kitchen counter a lot, you're cleaning up these trees excessively, you're going to have a reduction in fruit and maybe no fruit at all on these trees. So keep them twiggy. That's a major difference between some of the ornamental plants that you might do. But keep it twiggy and it'll be productive. 45-degree angles, heading cuts versus thinning cuts, all those things are important.